The Zephyrian Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Thex 9 delivered humanity's verdict. Her forearms gestured dismissively at the holographic display showing Earth's military capabilities. "These humans," she clicked, mandibles twitching, with what passed for amusement among her kind, "possess no natural armor, no venom, no claws. Their bones break under minimal pressure. They cannot survive in vacuum for more than minutes." The assembled representatives from 17 different species nodded in agreement. "They are too fragile for warfare. We deny their application to the Galactic Defense Coalition." Captain Sarah Chen stood motionless at the center of the chamber, her olive-green uniform crisp despite the 3-day journey to reach this station. She had expected this reaction. Humanity's first contact with the galactic community had been underwhelming from their perspective. "We understand your concerns," Sarah replied calmly. "Perhaps we could demonstrate our capabilities in a different manner?" Thex 9's compound eyes glittered. "You wish to prove yourselves? Very well. We have a problem that has plagued this sector for decades. The Void Stalkers of Kepler 442b have been raiding our supply convoys. These creatures are apex predators, 3 meters tall, bulletproof carapaces, acidic blood, and a pack intelligence that has outmaneuvered our best tactical minds. We've lost 47 warships trying to contain them." She leaned forward. "If your fragile species can succeed where we have failed, we will reconsider." The other delegates exchanged glances. Several species had tried and failed to deal with the Stalkers. The Draknari War Princes, with their legendary battle fury, had lost an entire battle group. The Synthetic Nexus Collective, with processing power exceeding most planetary governments, had been systematically outthought and destroyed. "Accepted," Sarah said without hesitation. 3 weeks later, Sarah found herself crouched in the fetid swamps of Kepler 442b, watching a pack of Void Stalkers through her night vision scope. The creatures were indeed formidable, sleek predators that moved like liquid shadow through the twisted alien vegetation. Their leader, a massive specimen covered in scars, directed the pack with subtle growls and gesture. But Sarah wasn't there to fight them. She pulled a small device from her pack, a universal translator modified with human psychological profiles, and slowly approached the pack leader. The other stalkers tensed, ready to strike, but their alpha held them back with a raised claw. "Easy there, big guy," Sarah whispered, her translator converting the words into subsonic frequencies. "I'm not here to hurt you." The stalker cocked its elongated head, intelligent amber eyes studying her. Sarah had spent weeks analyzing their behavioral patterns, recognizing something the galactic powers had missed. The stalkers weren't just mindless predators. They were refugees. She activated a holographic display showing the planet's geological surveys. "Your hunting grounds are shrinking, aren't they? The mining operations are poisoning your water sources, destroying your ecosystem." The alpha stalker's posture shifted, and Sarah caught what she'd been hoping for, a flicker of understanding, even surprise. "The other species see you as monsters," she continued, slowly removing her helmet to show her face. "But we humans? We know what it's like to fight for survival on a world that's trying to kill us. We know what it means to protect our pack." Over the following days, Sarah did something unprecedented in galactic history. She established communication with the stalkers. Using a combination of primitive pictographs, body language, and the modified translator, she learned their story. They were indeed refugees, driven from their ancestral hunting grounds by strip mining operations that had contaminated their breeding pools. More importantly, she discovered they had been stealing supplies not out of aggression but desperation. Their young were dying from exposure to industrial toxins. Sarah's solution was elegantly human in its simplicity. Instead of fighting the stalkers, she offered them a job. When the Galactic Defense Coalition fleet arrived to assess humanity's failure, they found something that shattered their understanding of warfare. Captain Chen standing alongside the Alpha Stalker, both overseeing the loading of supply ships. "Report, Captain," Admiral Voskaw demanded over the comm, his crystalline structure flickering with confusion. "Mission accomplished, Admiral. The raids have stopped permanently," Sarah replied, watching as stalkers carefully moved medical supplies toward their sick young. You destroyed them? Better. We hired them. The silence that followed was deafening. Sarah continued. The stalkers are now our partners. They'll protect the shipping lanes in exchange for medical aid, clean water processing technology, and relocation assistance for the families affected by the mining operations. They know this system better than any of our navigational computers, and they're fiercely loyal once you earn their trust. On the command bridge, Thex-9 stared at the tactical display showing stalker ships escorting human freighters through previously hostile territory. This is impossible. They are killing machines. No, Sarah corrected. They're parents protecting their children. They're survivors adapting to impossible circumstances. They're pack animals who understand loyalty. She smiled. In other words, they're just like us. The Stalker Alpha approached, towering over Sarah's diminutive human frame. To the watching aliens, it appeared she was about to be devoured. Instead, the massive predator placed a gentle claw on her shoulder, a gesture of respect among his kind. You see, Sarah explained as she reached up to pat the creature's arm. You called us fragile because we break easily. But you missed something important about humans. We don't just endure being broken. We learn from it. We adapt. And most importantly, she looked directly at the camera feed being broadcast to the council chamber. We help others who are broken, too. 6 months later, humanity was unanimously admitted to the Galactic Defense Coalition. The Void Stalker Pack protocols became standard diplomatic training throughout the galaxy, and in the swamps of Kepler 442b, human children played alongside young stalkers, while their parents worked together to heal a world that had nearly destroyed them both. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. Sometimes the greatest strength isn't the ability to destroy your enemies. Sometimes it's the wisdom to make them your friends.